Good morning, guys. Hope you were all okay. Sorry I didn't end yesterday's video. Basically we came back from dinner, I did my new injection and felt a bit crappy and went to bed and slept rather solidly from like 10 till, what time did we get up, babe? About 9? Yeah. About 9ish. We've had a very slow morning. Showered, somewhat, it's like 90% dried, the hair. Morning injections, they sting like a mother, but plan for today was to go to the War Museum, but I'm so tired, so we're just going to go and have some brunch, and then I think I'm going to come back and curl up on the sofa and sleep, because that's what my body's telling me I need. John is booked in to have his hair cut today at some fancy barbers that we've walked past a million times, but he always has his friend do his hair, who's like a proper barber. He owns like his own barbers in Cornwall that are like really cool, but he didn't. Jabba the Hutt, super cool barbers in Truro. That's who normally cuts John's hair and does his beard, but because of everything going on before we left, he didn't have the chance to get to Truro to have it done, and he's saying it feels a bit messy. And these guys are really cool. They've got the guy they're going to today. He's got a really cool Instagram, so he's booked an appointment. But yeah, first things first, I need food. So that's what we're doing.
Wasn't much.
Hey guys, so we're back home for like 5 minutes. Well, I'm home now for the day. I'm done, I think. I'm knackered, and all I did was do like the 2-minute walk to the restaurant and back. John's gonna go get his hair cut. And I'm going to live on the sofa for a couple of hours. After that I might go to bed, I'm not sure.
So I'm going to be brave and have my hair cut in a Polish barber's.
Hey guys, so John is still out. I know his barber's appointment was booked for like an hour and a half. Fancy, but yeah, still out, and it is almost 4:20. So I've had a nap. I am watching The Messiah on Netflix, and I'm trying to drink this. This is bone broth. It's very good for you. It's like one of the recommended things to take when you're doing IVF, but it tastes like arse. It's really bad. Yeah. I've also had a cry. I had a private number ring me. And for some reason John's phone does that I think it's when we're abroad, but so I just assumed it was John telling me he'd finished his haircut, so I answered it, and it was some some call centre trying to sell me, you know, we've heard you've had an accident driving and it wasn't your fault. Well, as I don't drive, definitely wasn't my fault, but she called me Mrs. Katy Bitch. I'm like, no, my name's Beach, not Bitch. Mrs. Katy Bitch. And it's just like, it happens like probably once a month. I get a sales phone call where somebody calls me a bitch, and I have been called a lot worse things in my time. But today, with the hormones, I cried because some woman couldn't pronounce my surname and was calling me Mrs. Bitch. So that's fun. This light bulb that's flickering on and off is doing my head in. It's a weird day. Today we are 7 days post-transfer. This is the furthest we've ever got. So our last transfer, we had the 2 embryos transferred last time. It was on day 7 we were told it hadn't worked. So yeah. And that's because we had like crappy blood tests on day 6, and So that's a bit weird. Obviously the results yesterday were positive, they were good. My progesterone levels are lower than what they want them to be. They're still in the safe side of things, but they are low, if that makes sense. So they're not dangerous at the moment, but they need to be increased, which is why we've been put onto the progesterone and oil injections. And they hurt. Like all the injections I've done over this entire process, I'm gonna say they're the most painful. Like, so you do them one in the evening, one in the morning, and like without touching anything, I can still feel the exact point on my tummy where I injected myself. It's so sore. And it's kind of, because it's a thick fluid that you're putting in, it's a very slow needle to push in, because it doesn't just like, it's like slow because of the oil, I think. Or either that or the needle that we've been given is too thin. But yeah, I'm doing it. I'm not going to complain about it, because, you know, it's fabulous to be in this point rather than where we were on day 7 last time. But I'm tired and tearful. But I still, that's that light gone again. But I still recognise I'm in a position of privilege, because not everybody can afford to do this. Well, you know, there are people out there that it's life choices, isn't it? Not everybody, that sounds really conceited, but there are obviously some people out there that do not have the finances to do IVF. They can't, you know, they can't do it. And that's, to those people, I am in a position of privilege. But then there are other people out there that make choices. You know, they choose a 2-week holiday wherever, you know, 5-star sunny holidays, and that's their choice. That's how they're choosing to spend their money. It's just, you know, I've seen people mostly on Instagram rather than YouTube, because people speak more freely on Instagram, I feel. But like, I have seen people in the past kicking off because they're not entitled to IVF on the NHS, which obviously John and I wasn't entitled to, and it is a frustrating point. But yeah, I've seen people that kick off about, you know, it's not fair that they're not entitled to it, they pay their tax as well, and I understand that, but you have your moment where you can be angry, and then you're like, right, well, let's make some life choices. And, you know, John and I have been coming back and forth to Gdansk since 2017. We've not had a proper holiday since 2015, 2016. I think we went to Marrakesh in 2015. Maybe 2016. But yeah, we've been coming to Gdansk since 2017, and this is what our money has gone into. So when I say I know it's a place of privilege, but there are some people that could achieve this as well if they wanted to. It's a choice, you know. John would very much like a new car, and we haven't had one. You know, we would very much have liked to have gone on a sunny holiday, and we've not had one. But we would very much like a baby, and the baby outranks the holidays and the new cars and going to Primark once a week. And, you know, it's that thing. If it works, it's amazing. When it doesn't work, you kind of feel like, well, I've not had a proper holiday in however long, and I've just spent all my money on drugs and IVF protocol, and it's not worked, but surely it's worth the risk. So I've gone off on a little bit of a rant here. It's just literally like 2 nights ago I was sat watching Insta stories, and again people complaining about the NHS and access and stuff, and it's been for years I've been watching people have the same complaint that, you know, why should they lose weight and why should they do XYZ, and it's like, yeah, it'd be wonderful if the system helped everyone, but it doesn't. So you have to make the choice to try and help yourself or fight the system. You don't just bitch about it. You either fix the system or sort yourself out. Ideally you'd do both, I suppose, but I don't know. Hormonal rant. I'm going to shut up and try and drink this bone broth.
And I'm back home, looking like a new man. A completely different haircut for me. It's got a bit of wax in my moustache, cut on my beard, cut all my side bits out, faded it in. It was the weirdest experience ever, but it was really good.
And it's tea time. John has been in charge of cooking tonight. I'm being awkward, so John is just dishing out himself some sweet and sour chicken with rice. It smells nice, but I wanted boiled egg on toast. So
That's just one chicken breast.
that is a big chicken breast.
I picked the smaller one of the two.
Yeah, but yeah, I fancy boiled egg on toast, so that's what I'm having. Rock and roll evening. Lizzo, Oshi, Sweeties, John dancing, and we're playing Top Trumps, the bearded version. Yeah?